Yeah, I love us just hanging out on the couch and playing games. Hey! Alright, so we came up with a very imperfect solution. Izzy did not have a good time. His foot was bleeding, and this audio stuff refuses to work.
Not having a good day.
You want to tell him about, like, all of the prep you put into this? Because I feel like that's important to stress, that you did test this, and this thing was working perfectly fine until you needed it to.
Yeah, like I tested it extensively before the stream, and then the second we go live, the audio is gone.
Yeah, just,
and then, no matter how much I fiddled with it, the only way for you guys to get audio would be to not wear headphones. Because the second I plug in headphones, it stops capturing the audio. Sorry for the delay.
People are very concerned about the foot bleeding.
Oh, yeah, I just have dry skin on my toes, and among other things, started bleeding a little bit.
So, we finally came up with this solution of doing this old school, because our options were either the audio might sound like shit for game audio, because we're just going to play it off the TV, and we're going to record it off the TV as we're playing it, instead of the game audio through the capture.
I mean, they're getting the game audio through the capture as well as potential echo from the TV.
Oh, that's okay. And that's what you were able to work out?
Yeah.
Sadly,
that is somehow the best solution.
Yeah, it was either that or we'd have headphones and we'd be able to hear it perfectly and you guys would get none of the game audio.
Let's get moving. We need to find Zavala, Ikora, and Cade.
Let's check and see if I can turn on like subtitles or anything.
That's a good call. Also, streams apparently named your character Beboop the Magic Robot.
I enjoyed that.
Or Beep Bop. Beep Bop? Yeah, Beep Bop.
Beep Bop, the Magic Robot.
Beep Bop, the Magic Robot.
Frickin', is there now?
No subtitles?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Cool. Alright. That'll help.
Cabal!
Ah!
This will be cathartic.
Yeah, you kind of need this, huh?
Makes sense.
I just need to
Cabal
kill
conquers
some
systems
shit
by
for a
blowing
while.
up planets.
just get that out of your system.
Must be here, in the last city.
And yeah, again, if game audio is too loud or whatever, make sure to give us a heads up.
This is Commander Zavala. Civilians, report to evac points. Guardians, rendezvous in the plaza. Our city will not fall.
Okay. So, in happier news, do you want to talk about the Discord hang?
I mean,
Hey, you
it's
two,
your movie.
give me a sec.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Zavala's doing the hero thing in the plaza. Me? I've got a date with whoever's behind this. Give me a short date.
there's Nathan Fillion.
Eh.
Magic. So, I thought as a nice contrast to Down with Love, which was just a very light, fun, happy-go-lucky romantic comedy.
Follow the path from there. It will lead you through the hangar to the plaza. I'll take care of these people. If the Cabal want war, give them war.
Ooh, I like his style. I thought it would be a nice contrast with Down with Love to have a ridiculous, over-the-top action movie full of explosions, car chases, and, starring a cop who don't play by the rules.
Except his own.
Let's see. Oh, Sapphire the Dude gave 200 bits, so while you were gone, I might have left to get dinner, so sorry, my boys. Usually I'm here from start to finish, but today I'll be jumping in and out. I shall be back for Unlocked in the Discord Hangout, so see you there. See you there, Sapphire.
See ya, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hopefully it'll be okay from here on out. I know, let us know if it still sounds like too loud or anything like that. Got the TV audio pretty low, so hopefully that'll minimize any potential echo.
I will say it's nice about the subtitles is I can hear someone saying something, but thanks to the subtitles I know it's not important.
Indeed.
Don't gotta worry about it. Last City. Earth. Is it the last city, or is it just called the last city because it's that presumptuous? Like, it's the pinnacle. We can't do a city better than this one. This is the last city.
I think it might actually be the last city. I'm trying to remember the fragments of lore I know about this game. Basically, like some giant ball from space came and started floating above this city, and I guess something, and it made humanity prosper for hundreds of years. I don't exactly know how, but then, more recently, apparently its ancient enemy tracked it through space and destroyed basically every other place on Earth. So this literally is like the last city.
Well, goddamn.
Things were great for a while until they weren't.
And then the bad times came. Oh, Fireplace67 gave 25 bits. Fun fact. Superman was briefly a part of the public domain due to his appearance in a newspaper comic strip where they accidentally forgot to add the registered trademark symbol to the Superman logo. A judge declared DC's copyright was now invalid because they hadn't properly protected it.
Jesus. Copyright law is so fucking stupid.
Punisher gave 10 bits. You guys don't worry about this game. It's annoying as shit to stream no matter what. We appreciate that,
Must be
Punisher.
their command ship.
Yeah, we saw that message earlier too. Like, is there any particular reason why it's annoying to stream? Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if this problem had anything to do with Destiny itself, or just lack of understanding of how gacha works.
It seems to be more the latter, but I would be interested to know if there's any specific problems. Quantum Blood Rush gave 100 bits. The SEO dub is my personal brand of heroin. Alright, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the dub. Bryce is cool.
Bryce is a super cool guy.
Yeah. Cyberposh assumed we were playing Anthem.
That is kind of a joke.
Look at the traveler.
Everyone has been comparing Anthem to Destiny.
Which, you know, frankly, I think BioWare would prefer if you compared it to Mass Effect, even though that's not at all what it is.
Yeah, those
Okay,
are very
my
different
ghost keeps
games.
tagging these cabal as red.
I just mean
legion.
success-wise.
Yeah.
They're elite, ruthless, and rumor
There's the
is they
first
have
two.
never known defeat.
Until today.
I
Today
mean, the
they
third one
face
was still
Guardians.
financially successful.
But Zavala, they're attacking the
not
traveler.
like
The traveler waits.
The
We protect
fans
our
did.
people. At
they
any
had
cost.
some words, unkind
traveler.
words.
Mostly about the last 10 seconds of the game.
Good God.
It's always amazing how tough it is to tell a story to the point that, like, yeah, you can have them completely on your side for like 99.99% of the story, and then just fuck up so bad at the end that you just lost it. You've lost it all.
Yep. The ending can ruin the entire thing retroactively.
Which is why I'm glad it didn't work out for Spielberg, you know, for the worse on Jaws. Because in the Jaws novel, spoilers for Jaws, one of the most famous movies of all time. The shark he didn't explode in the novel.
No?
No. It was you know, much more of a novel death than a movie death. They wound it, and Jaws, like the shark swims down in the middle of the ocean, slowly bleeds to death in the middle of nowhere. not very cinematic. And the novelist, I think, complained about the exploding shark, and Spielberg's response was, if, either people are on board with my giant shark movie at this point, or they're not. And if they are, they will be fine with the exploding shark.
I think I know a little bit more about filmmaking than you, guy who wrote Jaws.
Oh, Quantum Blood Rush gave 100 bits to say, I'm at your death.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you. Lord C says the entire zombie genre only exists because Night of the Living Dead was accidentally registered as public domain. Incorrect, actually. The first zombie movie is White Zombie from the 30s. And another excellent film from the 40s called I Walked with a Zombie. But yeah, no, there have been zombie movies before, and they were decent hits. So the genre as a whole is not traced back to George Romero. Just ones that aren't connected to voodoo. And even the Zombies Hungry for Your Brains doesn't come around until Return of the Living Dead, which is a completely unrelated franchise. Yeah. So George Romero's zombies just eat flesh in general. The brain thing doesn't come until a movie from the 80s.
More Red Legion! Show them what Guardians are made of!
Yeah, I can't recall any movies myself where zombies brains. That always seems to be cartoons parodying
The last
zombies.
of the shuttles is away. But the
Yeah,
speaker,
Return of the Living Dead's where it
He
comes
never
from.
made
It's
it.
a very specific movie
I'm going to
that's
look for him.
It's like Night of the Living Dead, but more like a horror comedy and much more graphic violently.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a really weird film. I'm trying to remember the story behind it. It was partly connected to Night of the Living Dead from the rights issues. Someone associated with the production didn't like George Romero's take. They wanted to do their own thing.
The speaker
Yeah, I
is
need to
gone.
look it up.
Red
But that's apparently where zombies wanting brains come
and you will find
because
no
the
mercy
zombies are
in
actually
me.
saying,
Interesting.
yeah.
Zavala,
Like you said, before I found out about that, I was very much like, where did that come from?
Yeah, every zombie movie I've ever seen, it's just straight up human flesh.
Oh, Silva Ally says they can barely hear us over the phone.
Oh, okay, one sec.
Slowly turn that down. Quantum Blood Rush gave 300 bits to say the best possible conversation topics are at, and then, stream blocked the link. Oh, fun fact, gray matter and white matter is actually really bad for you, says, Elated Megalodon.
Oh, right. This thing isn't actually paused, is it?
Well, at least you weren't in the worst situation.
Yeah, that could have been worse. Ah!
I mean, you were still being set on fire, but still not great.
At least I lived.
Yes. Juicer says, is he new?
Ah! Does this sound better, guys?
These some big boys.
Yeah.
They eat their greens. Martians, specifically.
Makes them quite easy to shoot.
Your use of console makes me sad. We have to use a console for this stream, because right now there's some weird thing going on with Izzy's computer that it just doesn't want to handle video games.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a problem with the cooling system. It's happened before in a more extreme sense when my cooling system died completely. My computer was just restarting over and over again, instantly.
Which was the problem during editing of the last episode.
Yeah, well, one of the problems.
Yeah, it was a pretty big one.
Yeah, that one was specifically that my hard drive had just burned up.
Yeah. So you're thinking not customizing the next computer. You might just have to go old school.
I'm thinking if I can figure out how to do it safely, might try and get like an off the shelf computer from like Best Buy or something, and then swap out the parts of my current computer that are still good. Because it's mostly stuff like the case and like the heating system or the cooling system that are
Being a
getting
problem.
in trouble at this point.
Zavala, picked up that Guardian you never showed up about?
Get them on that command ship now.
But yeah, suffice to say, when I've been trying to play games on it the last week or so, it taxes my computer enough that it overheats it. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with the cooling system.
Come on, big guy.
But yes, otherwise I would be playing this on PC.
Yeah.
Maybe not this game specifically, because playing.
We're specifically playing this because we looked at the games we had on PS4.
Yeah, I just happen to have this one free with PlayStation Plus.
All right, Guardian.
Yeah, I
Time
think
to kick 'em where it hurts.
I probably would have suggested like another round of Jump Force just to get a little more out of it after how much you paid for it, and just it's a good excuse to talk about City Hunter.
Yeah, probably end up playing more of that once I can be sure that my computer won't just melt.
Yeah.
But yeah, thankfully it has not. It has not happened during editing, so that's a small comfort. But I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah. Use your blinker?
Blinker?
Something in chat. Do you have an ability called a blinker?
If I do, I have not been made aware of it.
Okay. Oh. And Nakomaru says, I'm unfortunately unable to watch the stream, but here's hoping it's a good one, my dudes. I mean, it's gotta be better than how it started.
Yeah, it's all up. It's looking up from here. Man, these guys just burst.
Are you feeling better? Are you getting some of that rage out of your system?
This is feeling pretty good. Yeah, this is very therapeutic.
getting that good old fashioned catharsis.
Indeed.
You see, this is why violence in video games is healthy for society.
Gets out all my violent rage on fake people instead of real ones.
Unhelpful support says Carrie is gone for one stream.
This is actually going better than when Carrie's here. If Carrie were here, we would still be trying to fix it. Because we would have started like a half an hour late. Love you, Carrie.
What's your status?
Low on ammo. All flaming fist. Kept burning out. Anyone heard from Akora?
Not since you went for the speaker.
Punisher gave 5 bits say, hey, Izzy, shoot the tanks.
I have been. Mostly accidentally, but...
He technically says shot the tanks, but I think he meant shoot the tanks.
Shot the tanks, Izzy.
Shot
Shot
the
them.
tanks! Hashtag blame Gary. Oh, Jermel. Oh, man. Is, Oh, yeah. So I went to Metrotown yesterday to take care of driver's license stuff. Oh,
There you go.
is that your blinker?
I don't know. Is that the blinker, guys? Is the melee the blinker? Bah!
So yeah, I was taking care of driver's license stuff, and I went to Metropolis Comics for like the first time in years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They expanded their single issue selection. They went from like that one rack to 2, and I picked up 250. They got like these fucking massive boxes for 50-cent comics from the 90s. So I got 2 50-cent back issues and 2 discounted trades. Like
Nice.
$11. About $5 per trade.
Oh shit!
Goddamn.
Take that.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Alita Megalodon says, fun fact, one of the most prominent advocates for video game censorship was arrested for smuggling Class 6 weapons.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
It's like, gee, I wonder which of these is the bigger detriment to society.
Like, he was selling bazookas. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a hilarious level of hypocrisy. Like, I can't even be mad. That's just funny.
I mean, I could be a little mad.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Beast Oop gave 25 bits. See ya something when he got to go see a movie. Have fun. You have fun at your movie, whatever it is. I hope it's Alita, Battle Angel.
That was a pretty good time.
Yeah, and it's still like #1 at the box office, but it still needs more money.
They always need more money.
It's just that it's like it just hasn't been a great weekend at box office for films in general. So even though it's #1, it's below what it needs, kind of thing.
That's unfortunate.
Which it's this weird situation of it's below what it should be having, but it's also doing better than Hollywood insiders were saying it would.
It's like, you just can't win.
Yeah. It's like everyone was just like, oh yeah, the new James Cameron film's gonna flop. What, is it based on an anime? Those never make money.
One of them animals. Like the weebs enjoy.
I saw an article that was shaming that was body shaming Alita for being too sexy.
The robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole thing about like the nanomachine tech.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, oh, of course that's what it ends up looking like. It's like
That's what she looked like before.
there's a slight difference in the height and general figure, but it's basically the same. But it's like, yeah, they explain that in the story. It makes perfect sense.
It's like her subconscious image of herself.
Yeah. So she just looks slightly more mature than Christoph Waltz did.
Be straight ahead.
Indeed.
Because he's a dad.
Her dad.
My favorite part of that movie is the action scenes. My second favorite part is Christoph Waltz just being a dad.
Yeah, some of the reviews I was seeing were kind of pointing out, like, Christoph Waltz doesn't really get enough to do in that movie, though.
No, and that's something I hope that they change in sequels.
Yeah, like, he has a lot of the exposition dumps, but it's not a lot of, like, character building stuff beyond, like, some surface level backstory.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see more of him and his giant rocket hammer.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he did, like, he didn't, it's not like he had zero of those moments. You know, there was a couple nice key moments, but, like, yeah, I would definitely like more, but that's more just because I fucking love Christoph Waltz.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic actor. And I love that he was in a movie like that.
All right, destroy the turbines. The shields should fizzle. Yes, just like that.
It was, yeah, and they've apparently, like, already planned out, like, multiple sequels, so if the first film does well, this is like a new franchise for them.
Here's hoping.
Also, I've seen an article that was Alita might also be the last Fox film released that's not connected to Disney.
Oh shit.
Yeah, apparently, based on at least one article, was like, yeah, it might very well be that every 20th century film after Alita, like, somehow the profits go into Disney's coffers.
Shit.
So maybe they'll also get money from like I'm assuming they'll also get money from like the Alita DVD Blu-ray releases. So hopefully that means that Disney doesn't have a vested interest in seeing the film fail.
Yeah, that would be real bad.
115 Cal says Destiny becomes a fun game once you get to the end game. It shouldn't take that long to be a fun game.
I mean, I'm kind of already having fun. Ooh, some story stuff. Let's see if I can turn it up a teeny bit.
How do we come back from this?
So yeah, that's the giant magical sky orb that gives us our fucking superpowers. And they've put a big crab on it.
Oh, gee, I wonder if he's the generic villain. Hello, I am your Thanos in Warhammer armor.
Something's wrong.
Oh no.
With a
Nolan
Bane
North.
mask.
Don't hurt Nolan North, giant man.
Do not look at me, creature.
I can do that. You're not that much to look at.
You are weak, undisciplined, cowering behind walls.
'Cause you're shooting at us.
You've merely forgotten the fear of death. Allow me to
I'm
be
sorry.
acquainted.
I don't want to make this stream political, but now I'm just picturing these being space Mexicans hiding behind your walls.
Deserve the power.
That'd be basically hate speech if it was if that was the game.
If that's the hidden message of the Destiny franchise, this is what's hiding, on the other side of the border. We must protect ourselves.
Gigantic space Mexicans. Yeah, I would kind of have some questions for the people who made this game. If that was the fucking undertone they were putting in.
Get them illegal aliens out of a city, says Chet. The Spaghetti Main.
Oh my god.
That's what they'd be, illegal aliens.
Yeah, they really would be.
God damn it.
So I'm curious how I managed to survive like a fall of hundreds of feet without superpowers.
So, are you hallucinating, or did you just fall into an ocean already full of bodies? Okay, all right, you're hallucinating. This is space now.
Yeah. Pretty space.
Ooh, sword space. Hey, Phoenix. Huh. It's almost like the end of X2, except the Phoenix is above the water, but it's kind of the same shot.
Yeah.
You remember that?
A little bit, yeah.
Again, it's so weird to think back on like the early days of like Marvel adaptations. Like, it's so strange that X-Men is one of the first that like basically got it right. Because like that seems like that'd be one of the hardest properties to adapt because of how many fucking characters there are.
It's true. A lot of movies have trouble juggling that many characters.
Especially because it's not even like a singular antagonist. They had like the Brotherhood of Mutants. So you had like multiple antagonists to also have in the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's curious. I guess it probably helps, like, I don't know the most about X-Men, but they always seemed like they had to be a package deal. Like, not many of the X-Men are really interesting enough to support, like, a solo thing.
Yeah, it's basically Cable, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Gambit. Maybe Bishop if you do that right, but he's kind of pretty connected with Cable with all the time travel shit.
Makes sense.
But like, yeah, Gambit and Wolverine are like the hardcore guys that you could probably do good solo films with, like we've already done with Wolverine, and I'd be so down for like a Gambit origin movie with all the like Thieves Guild shit.
That'd be pretty cool.
I had a mini series of his when I was a kid, and it was just great. Like all sorts of crazy family drama, and it ends in a sword fight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the main how Gambit kills the main villain. He makes the guy think he's begging for the life of the woman he loves, and the dude's holding his hostage.
Yep.
Grabs the dude's trench coat and charges that up and boots him out a window.
He kinetically charges his coat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
fuck.
what he can do with the card, but this full coat that this guy can't get off in time as he's falling out a window.
Oof. I found my ghost. By the way, the little robots are called ghosts.
Oh, cute. Kim Sky gave 100 bits to say hi. And hi.
Hello.
And Punisher gave 1 bit to say I'm surprised they didn't check the bodies. You know what? That's a good point. These guys kind of suck at that.
Yeah. Don't know a lot about the Red Legion, but the foot soldiers don't strike me as super smart.
Oh, my sides. Good thing my bones survived. Thanks, Milk. It's a good comment by unhelpful support.
Good thing my bones survived.
Elated Megalodon says, I honestly preferred it when superhero movies sucked because at least some of them were actually really good and interesting. I mean, they're all fairly good, and I prefer like most are good and some are great, as opposed to all are either awful or great. No okay superhero movies.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer that we have a baseline. Because, like, before, like, Blade and the X-Men, like, when I'd have to go to, like, the VHS, shop and I'd want to rent a movie, like, certain of my favorite characters, like, the best Marvel ones were the Dolph Lundgren Punisher and the fucking awful Matt Salinger Captain America with the rubber ears and the Italian Red Skull.
Oof.
That's one of the better ones.
Machine gun.
I mean, I still enjoy it now out of nostalgia, but I mean, it's terrible. It's a like objectively badly made film that did not have nearly the budget it needed. It's like the last 10 minutes are fun, and the first half hour is pretty solid. There is a large hour chunk in the middle that's like you are wandering around and have no idea what the fuck you're doing, movie. Kim Sky gave 100 bits and says, I have a friend that sounds just like you. Like me or like Izzy? Because those are two very different voices.
Indeed. These dogs dropping ammo? Ah!
Bad dog, 4 out of 10. Unhelpful support. Punisher gave 1 bit. Izzy, the Red Legion is like ancient Rome, and the bad guy Caesar, the last emperor.
Ah, okay.
Were
Were these guys in the previous game?
Oh yeah. Were these the antagonists of Destiny 1?
I think there were a couple antagonists. There were like a bunch of factions in Destiny 1 from what I remember. I just don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember if the Red Legion was one of them. Yeah, from the little bit I played last night, I definitely get the ancient Rome vibe. one of his like subordinates just straight up like comes in and calls him Dominus.
Well, I mean, based on their armor is like very Warhammer, and that's kind of what Warhammer's doing as well with the whole God Emperor stuff.
Yeah.
So, I'm not exactly saying it's like it like you said, it kind of shows. You can see the influence.
Yeah. Oof.
I know basically nothing about the Warhammer franchise except like this one Twitter account I follow that just talks about it every now and then, and I just get weird bits and pieces of lore that's like, I'm sorry, what's going on in this series?
A lot of stuff. Don't worry about it. I know Taka's quite fond of it.
Yeah, because he lent you that book and everything.
Yeah, I still have to finish that. Got so many books I need to finish. Oh.
Primary antagonists of Destiny 1 were literally everyone according to Giga Derek.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got from the outside anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to find out how the rest of this game is gonna go. Like if, like the very start, I have lost all of my superpowers and can no longer resurrect.
Yeah. Yeah, someone was even saying, if you died, you have to start a new character?
Yeah, like what is... There you are.
Oh, Alita Megalodon says, I mean, Disney's never going to make a Deadpool or a Logan or even another Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be nothing but Black Panthers until we die. Alright, actually, they are making a Deadpool 3. It's still going to be R-rated. They're now open to making a film like Logan. Apparently Black Widow is getting a solo movie and it's going to be R-rated. That's the current rumor. And they are, in fact, moving ahead with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They're just having trouble finding a new director who would dare... Like, who has the balls to get involved in that situation?
Yeah, that seems like there's no upside to getting in on that. Like people are gonna be mad at you no matter what.
Especially because they're apparently going ahead with James Gunn's script as like a halfway measure of getting people to stop being mad.
Nope.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out what happens.
That happened the first time I tried it too. I think I might just not be able to get across there.
Hmm.
No, look. Somebody left a perfectly good guardian lying around. Things must be worse than I thought. And that's our cue. Time to go, people!
Wait, where are you all going?
As far away from here as possible.
I'll say that much about the superhero movies and the Disney formula is that we definitely need other studios to do good work, because they wouldn't be doing a Deadpool 3 without Fox being willing, having been willing to experiment with R-rated, ridiculous, more out there ideas.
Mm-hmm. What about competition? They just would stagnate.
Yeah.
Become really formulaic.
And all of Venom's flaws, a similar thing of like, hey, they tried something different.
Well, didn't super work out, but
I mean, it made
good on them for trying.
I mean, I think it did work out as far as they're concerned because it made a shit ton of money.
It's not a good movie though. That's what I mean by didn't work out.
I'm just saying, they got what they were looking for.
Here we go.
The cynic in me wonders if they gave him the mask, they didn't have to do lip flaps.
I mean, they did it for this dude.
Those who fled
Oh.
are being hunted, and those foolish enough to remain have been executed.
Ooh,
Victory, as with all
he should have a mask. God damn that mouth. It's like a turtle that's been set on fire.
All that remains
Not
is
the,
the completion of the cage.
not the most photogenic species.
Then we may begin the extraction of its power and put it to its rightful use.
They call it the Traveler.
I would contend that other civilizations may be more precise in their naming. Its functions can be controlled and exploited, as we have so clearly proven.
Yet they created it to be a god.
Dominus.
Dominus.
We have spent our lives, you and I, working to
Yes.
reshape our society, reforge our people, rebuild
I don't think they can kiss. I mean, how long do you think it would take for him to take off that breathing mask?
corruption.
And I think he might kind of need it.
Nothing in this universe greater
Probably.
than you.
Probably a little while.
The Legion will have that machine's power. You will be called Emperor. What more would the Dominers have?
I would have words with my guest.
Good setup. Really knows how to get him in the mood for all that villain dialogue.
Indeed.
So you're the one who speaks for the Traveler.
Dark Sora 13 says, with 1 bit, question, are you going to allow people to join you?
Like during the game?
I guess.
I suppose. Probably we wouldn't be able to talk. I don't have like a headset or anything.
Yeah.
Coming up on the European dead zone.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Home for a while.
Look, do you recognize it? That's where we're supposed to go.
That thing? They call it the Shard of the Traveler. I call it not a place you want to go poking around.
It's very pretty.
Indeed.
What are you checking?
And nothing.
Oh, well. That's, I still, like, okay, X-Men's still weird, but at least that's, like, a big property. I'm still kind of weirded out by the fact that, like, Marvel's first big hit is the Blade trilogy.
Yeah.
Blade, of all characters, is what we can trace back to, like, the series of successes that gave us the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because we wouldn't have the MCU without the clout brought about by the success of, like, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. And, you know, those wouldn't have been seen as, you know, successful and properties if not for Blade starting that trend. Blade of all characters. And I love me some Blade. But he's not like your number one go-to guy when you think of, like, oh, the big names in Marvel.
Yeah, it's not the first person I think of.
Also, the most recent Avengers comics have actually made Blade an Avenger. They're dealing with a vampire civil war, so they're like, let's bring in the deadliest vampire hunter. Blade's now an Avenger.
Huh.
Yeah.
Didn't even register that they're like in the same universe.
Yep.
It's really weird.
What's up?
How do I get up to you?
One of my favorite random comics is Blade meeting Morbius. It's just, I just love that. Just Blade is used to fighting Dracula, pulls out all this religious paraphernalia, and Morbius being, you know, a vampire created by science,
Yeah.
just knocking that shit out of his head, and Blade's like,
How?
my god! And Morbius, meanwhile, is like, ugh, this poor deluded crazy person thinks vampires are real. I guess I'll just suck his blood out of pity. It's like, I I love that humor of, oh man, this dude's so crazy. He thinks vampires are real. Says Morbius the living vampire. Because he's a scientist who doesn't actually believe in vampires.
That's a real weird position to take.
It's just a great
It
scene.
makes sense, but it's really weird.
It's just my I love shit like that, where it's just like this weird perspective. You know, it's like, oh, I guess technically from...
Damn it!
Wow, that was like a difference of inches.
Why is this platform so hard to get to?
I don't... More... Vampires aren't real, says the living vampire. There we go.
Ah, okay. Just walk around. Who are you?
What would you like to say?
Soraya.
This is
Chat says you missed the obvious set of stairs.
I mean, yeah, I get that now.
living outside the
But I mean, you know, there's no substitute for style.
I mean,
Heard you wanna go
more
travel.
efficient success?
Travel.
Stairs are for mere mortals.
Oh well.
Yeah, just in chat I'm seeing all caps. Turn left when you enter the barn!
Never!
Take that ship you flew here. At least it'll get you back faster. See all these refugees? I haven't lost one.
I like Jermel's comment about Morbius.
Don't you
I'm not a vampire. That's dumb. I'm a parasitic, son-averse, slow-aging, mutated Homo sapien.
Right.
Well, that's another thing. I guess he's like...
Okay, so I guess glimmer is a currency?
But yeah, that's another thing about Morbius, because he is, you know, he is like a vampire through mad science means. Sunlight is like just kind of an annoyance more than like I'm being burned. Because that's something they even cover in the Marvel comics is like Blade,
Jump ship.
the Wasp and Morbius are in a ship in space with vampires clinging to a shuttle. And it's the same logic of the Wasp is like, oh, I just aim this thing at the sun if you weren't here. And Morbius is like, sun doesn't kill me. Do that.
God damn it!
But by the time they realize that like Morbius wouldn't be affected by that, they're like already ripping open the ship. The current Avengers run is pretty great.
Nice. Thread of war.
Carrie, someone's asking when Carrie will be getting back. That's the 8th?
Shoot, I actually don't know what day she gets back.
I think it's March 8th. It's early in March. So
Launch missions and activities.
So we got this stream and the next stream without her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do know that much.
Elated Megalodon says, that's like my favorite interaction in my friend's D&D campaign. How did you get in my house? Vampires can't go anywhere unless they're invited. Yeah, we kind of made that up so people would stop locking their windows. Nice.
It's a good cover.
Yeah.
Ew. I got a spaceship now.
Well, I still love that bit Max Landis talking about like his dad, like John Landis. That was like, how do you kill a vampire? Oh, with silver bullets. Wrong! No, vampires aren't fucking real. You can kill them however you want. You make up the rules.
It's like, why is that so aggressive?
Because I'm John Landis, and I directed a movie where I accidentally killed someone. Hey, Twilight Zone, the helicopter crash. Court found him not guilty, but still,
That'll haunt you.
that'll haunt you. I've never seen Twilight Zone. I've always been curious about watching that movie and seeing how like, because they didn't finish filming that segment obviously, but it's still in the movie. They just had to like use the footage that was already shot and reworked and different Twilight Zone-ish ending out of the footage they'd already shot. Yeah. all I know about it is like, you know, Twilight
Oh.
Zone. Some are, I think some are new stories. Yeah, I think the John Landis directed one that like there's the accident and that was like a new story, and then some of them are like remakes of really classic episodes.
Charming enough. I mean, nothing
Um,
come visit, like a dark haunted forest.
You know, like the gremlin on the wing has John Lithgow in the movie when it was William Shatner in the original show.
Stop applying when
There's
you read the
something on the winding.
There's a small gap in the wall.
But
Hard to see, but it's there. Nobody goes farther than that. At least nobody who wants to come back.
Yeah. All I remember is reading Roger Ebert's review, and he talked about how it was weird in that like the John Landis, Steven Spielberg segments were the weakest, even though they're the ones with the most experienced directors.
Weird.
Meanwhile, the new up and comers did the 2 segments. It was Joe Dante and George Miller, the Mad Max guy, and it was just like they were the new hotshot up and coming directors, and so they were all full of piss and vinegar and like crazy with how they were directing theirs.
Duck under the car.
So apparently you could really feel it when their segments started.
Then again, I don't wear all that fancy armor.
And I just need to duck under the car. Okay.
Oh, that's a terrible joke, Ace Unknown.
Ah, I see.
Are you ready for this joke, Izzy?
I don't know.
How many ears does Captain Kirk have?
I don't know how many.
3. The right one, the left one, and the final front ear. I wish we had face cam. My God, your expression. That's pain right there.
So whoever wrote that is banned for life. I'm sorry, but you know,
Apologies,
there was a
Ace
line
Unknown.
and you crossed it. Eh.
Hey!
Oh shit! I didn't think I could actually do that.
It's a little bit of a drop down. I don't think you can make the jump back.
I'm thinking not.
Ace Unknown says worth it.
Good, I respect that. You're still banned, but I respect it.
Yeah. We've often had the conversation that Izzy's final words will either be "that's fair" or "worth it."
Yeah,
Those will be your dying words.
I need to make sure those are my dying words,
One or the other.
just to make it complete. When did I get this?
No, you've just had that the whole time.
How did I not notice I was carrying a bazooka? Also, why would now be the time to pull that out? I'm in an enclosed cave.
Did you hear something?
Maybe.
Have you guys been watching the new SAO season? I haven't, outside of a couple scenes that Izzy's shown me. How much have you seen of it? Like, have you been keeping up with it?
Yeah, I'm up to date.
Thoughts?
It's. I will say this at the very least: the animation has gotten a lot prettier, and it was already pretty
Yeah.
nice to look at.
That was already like one of the big like ups for the original series, is that like, you know, there would be some weird like cheats and glitches and all that we would find.
Oh yeah, but that's like with anything.
Exactly. You know, compared to its competition, you know, pretty like a fairly pretty show.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now it's like they've added a lot of like particle effects and stuff. Like it's reminding me more of like UFO table animation. Like not at that level, but it seems like they've taken some cues. It's looking really nice. As far as like the story goes, it's still SAO.
Only something Witty would get a rocket launcher for close quarters. The game told us to pull it out.
Yeah, I assumed it, knew something I didn't. I gave it a shot. Also, it's a rocket launcher. Why wouldn't I use it at the first opportunity?
Yeah. That handshake thing they do, is it just me or kinda gay lol? Handshake thing?
There's a handshake they do in the openings.
Is it gay? Is he shrugging? He's not sure how to respond to that.
Seems like a very weirdly homophobic thing to say.
I mean, doesn't have to. You don't have to hate it for being gay. If it's just maybe it's a fabulous handshake. What's your problem with gay people? Why'd you assume gay meant bad?
Sounded like the tone of the message. You know that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, no, they're just being bros with a very complicated handshake. Switchy.
Asuna comes in, sees his AI friend. Who's this bitch? No, that's a dude. You spent time with a dude? Kirito, I didn't know you was... No! I can have guy friends!
Impact train. Apparently got a new weapon.
They put their fingers to each other's lips?
Not each other's lips, to their own lips.
I was gonna say, I'm like, Izzy, I think this might be gay if that's what's actually happening.
I didn't tell you this, but this is real gay.
The handshake is like pressing your finger against your friend's lips.
And then they passionately make out, but like in a totally platonic way.
All tongue, no homo. At that point, that's not a handshake.
Yeah, no,
That's something else.
This is a very different thing. Yeah, no, I don't really get a gay vibe from it.
Again, not that there'd be a problem with that.
No, of course not.
I mean, goddamn, if it was like Kirito was bi and like part of like they did actually make it not a joke, like it just him and Klein have something going on.
It's like, oh shit, this got way more interesting.
Where's this going?
Oof. Ah! Let me recharge in peace. Ah!
No! Never! Die!
No.
So I guess this is like one of your guys' ships that was taken down by these dudes?
No, they called it the Shard of the Traveler, so I think
I
maybe
I thought you were still making your way towards that. I thought this was just on the way to the shard.
Oh, this. I think this might be a Legion ship,
Oh.
based on the color. Ah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, it's... You know, I'm glad that this game has its fan base. It's looking a bit generic to me. Because there's a lot of these, like, space opera shooters kind of start sounding... Or start looking very similar after a while.
That's fair.
After Halo and Mass Effect, they all kind of fall into a formula.
Bungie does it very well, though.
And I've heard that.
Yeah. Something about the worlds they create have a nice personality to them.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's that quote I always love from Roger Ebert. It doesn't matter if it's formula, it just matters how well it does the formula.
Indeed. But apparently I'm picking up Glimmer like crazy.
I misread a comment and thought someone had somehow figured out, like... Again, I don't want to do spoilers for the next episode, but I misread a comment and I thought someone had somehow found out about the joke you're currently editing.
Oh.
I'm like, how? How did you... What? Punisher gave 3 bits. I like to think Kirito is pansexual like Dio is. It's just whatever Kirito dreams worthy gets the D. Is Dio pansexual? When was that established?
I can't remember specifically, but I feel like that's definitely a thing.
Huh. Well, I mean, good for him. Crazy vampire douchebag.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the vibe he gives off. It's like, I feel like he'd fuck anybody. I mean, he would then eat them or kill them.
Yeah, he would then eat them, just cuss to a girl. Ooh, no, honey. Trust us.
No. No.
Darkseid gave 200 bits. They never retconned. It's retcon, not redcon. He spelled it a couple times. They never redconned Howard being stolen from Marvel. Again, I'm sure I said this earlier in the stream. That was more a moral victory for the creator. That's not legally binding. If Marvel called him on it, he would have no legal standing. Like, you know, it's a funny story, but that's Howard the Duck, and saying otherwise is only to make that creator feel better. It doesn't actually mean anything story-wise.
Yeah. Or legally, anyway.
Well, I mean, they're still gonna write him as Howard the Duck.
Ooh, this is getting bad.
Still can't believe they're making a Howard the Duck and MODOK, like, Hulu shows. Like, MODOK is getting a cartoon on Hulu?
Okay, for a second I thought it was like a buddy cop thing with Howard the Duck and MODOK.
Yeah, no, they're just doing like a whole bunch of different cartoons. And you know what? I think that would make more sense, because otherwise it's like, how does MODOK have his own show? Like, someone at the comic store is predicting that it'll be like Marvel's version of Pinky and the Brain, where it'll be like MODOK and like a really like it'll be a comedy with MODOK and a really dumb AIM agent.
Interesting.
You know, that's not at all confirmed. That was just someone's pitching, like, that's how I would kind of figure out how they would do it if I had to think of something. MODOK's a weird character to give a full show to.
Indeed.
Oh, man. I'm trying to remember the name of the particular executive. There's the one studio executive who was the one who convinced Universal to do. Oh,
One sec. What's going on here?
This close to the traveler's light sense. Do you feel it? Hold on to your helmet.
and this you can get magic.
I guess so. I guess that shard of a traveler still had some light to give.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back.
Darkseid gave 200 bits to say, I'm interested in Doom Patrol though.
Eyes up, Guardian.
Yeah, I saw like a review somewhere that seemed pretty positive about it.
And what little I saw a couple clips of how Doom Patrol was portrayed in the Titans show, and that was pretty good. Brendan Fraser as Robot Man is amazing casting, oddly enough.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Because he's not Brendan Frasering it up. It's the most toned down, laid back Brendan Fraser performance ever. He is like so dry. It's very surreal to be like, that's Brendan Fraser? That's Encino Man?
That's real weird.
But yeah, I always feel sorry about this. There's this one studio executive who was the reason Howard the Duck got made by Universal. And she pulled a power move. She pulled a power move to make that happen. Because she basically went to her bosses and said, like, I brought you Star Wars and you passed. I brought you Indiana Jones and you passed. Make this fucking movie.
Dick on the table. Make it happen.
Like, I feel sorry for that because, like, yeah, They were like so in George Lucas's camp, and they just happened to finally get their bosses to agree with him on George Lucas's first major mistake as a producer.
Aha! I'm back!
This music kind of reminds me of Real Adventures of Johnny Quest right now.
Oh, yeah?
You ever see that show?
Yeah, definitely. Just, it's been forever.
Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
This is not an ability I thought I had.
You are the sword of vengeance! You are God's wrath!
Okay, I might actually like this game.
Did this game just win you over with the flame sword?
I just conjured a giant flame sword. I'm having a good time. Yeah, I never really gave it much of a chance just because I always heard it was basically just like, oh no, I died. That it was basically like an MMO kind of thing, just
Destiny
kind
2?
of repetitive. Yeah, Destiny in general.
Alright.
Just kind of like an MMO, like it's mostly just about like grinding and getting loot.
Our conversation had definitely moved on to Destiny 2, but for a second there I was like, Real Adventures of Johnny Quest? You never gave it a chance? Why? And then MMO, I'm like, I'm thinking of something different. We're definitely talking about different things.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I was distracted by the flame sword. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen that show. Like, the only thing I remember is that episode about, like, the skeleton they find in the wall.
I always remember the opening, because the opening was fucking awesome. And I don't remember the explanation for it, but the fact that it was basically the classic Johnny Quest show, except for two things. They're all older, and for some reason, Tron-style VR was a major plot element.
Man, I do not remember that.
Yeah. Maybe it was just one episode, but that was like an explanation for why they have like the 3D graphics in that, and it's like those early 3D graphics.
Die! Who else wants a piece?
That's another one of those shows where I'd be curious to know how well that like has like aged.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still love the '60s Johnny Quest, like the original one, you know,
Level increased.
with like all of its animation limitations, you know. It's still just really fun, well-made stories. Although Johnny does surprisingly little in the '60s cartoon. He's actually kind of a damsel in distress most episodes.
Oh shit.
It's really more about how awesome his dad and his bodyguard are. As Benton Quest, Dr. Benton Quest, and Ray Spannon.
Yeah.
And Johnny helps.
A grenade.
Johnny helps a little bit but like most of the time he's just kind of in peril, and the other guy's like, oh fuck, someone's got a gun aimed at the 10-year-old's head again. Race, you got this? Yeah, I got it, Dr. Quest.
Interesting. Now that I've gotten the light back, it seems like I have a totally different, like, supercharge ability.
Really?
Yeah, now it's that sword instead of, like, the giant exploding grenade. I wonder if that ability is also available, like, later on.
Or if that was just a temporary thing because you were using a grenade to compensate for the lack of magic?
No, like, this was, like, a magical ability. Maybe it was just a callback to the first game when that was, like, your standard ability.
Maybe.
And it's like, alright, now we're throwing out all that shit, and now you got the new stuff.
Punisher gave 5 bits. The new super you get a Final Flash.
Ooh.
Fireplace 67, 10 bits. I don't buy Cyborg as a member of the Doom Patrol personally. I don't know how they're doing Robot Man, but having Cyborg alongside a much less advanced Cyborg seems a bit redundant to me. You know, I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point. That is pretty redundant. That's a weird creative choice. Yeah, didn't even think of that.
Indeed. Okay.
Is,
Bap. So let's see. I got level 5. What is this?
You
Healing
get 3
Rift.
subclasses, each taking a different form of elemental damage. Solar, shock, and void.
Okay. So maybe I was using like Void before.
Maybe.
Burst Glide.
Look badass there.
Yeah. Okay. So all these things cost 1 upgrade point, so there's probably not much point in saving them.
You want a fisherman's friend? My throat's being a little weird.
Nah, it's alright. I think I'm good. Thank you, though.
Tip to voice actors. Fisherman's friend is your friend.
Cool. Healing Rift.
Nope. Nah, chat just restarted on me, so I'm sorry if I missed any bits just now.
Oh yeah, do I have any new things? This one is slightly better.
It's too bad. I like the design of the previous one more.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go with what's better.
It's probably give you some end game looking gear early on and then damage it. And work your way back up, but they give you a
Little taste.
taste of what it'll be later on.
Yeah.
Special. Stubborn Oak.
Apparently PvP is really brutal on newcomers at the moment.
I probably won't be getting into PvP.
Darkseid gave 300 bits. I mean, he does run into Cyborg and Teen Titans, and they have a half hate each other.
Yep.
I mean, if I was Robot Man and I had to listen to Cyborg complain about his life, I would be kind of salty with him too. Oh yeah, it really sucks that you only have half your body. Oh man, can you imagine if you had to be a brain in a robot body? That would suck though.
Wouldn't that just be the worst cyborg? Okay, I guess the Crucible is PvP.
The crucible of Lord Shax will prepare. In my arena, should a titan stand in your way, crush him. If a hunter confronts you, break her blade. If a warlock speaks, feed him his word. There is only one path to victory, Guardian. See you on the battlefield.
Cool. All right, cool.
Don't lurk about, warlocks. Until next time, the crucible gets harsher every day. It has to. I make sure.
Okay.
Well, look at you.
So does she give you like story missions?
Like that. I don't know how you did
So
it.
far, I guess.
I'm glad.
Let's see.
Because we're gonna need it. There are a lot more survivors out there, and they need our help. We gotta get the word out that the farm is a safe haven. I sent a friend into the EDZ a few hours ago to set up a comm network. His name's Devram K. Good guy. Great shot.
Lord Shax is the greatest Destiny character according to chat. Darkseid gave 100 bits. No more, so Robot Man is saying old school is better, but it was Cyborg who turned him back on and stuff. Weird.
Indeed.
I just know that Cyborg can every now and then fall into the whole like, oh, I used to be human, now what am I trope. And again, if I was Robot Man, I would not be taking that shit.
It's like, you fucking serious right now?
You have a loving father. I guarantee he gave you a working penis. I don't have that anymore, so shut the fuck up.
What is this vault?
I'm a brain in a really fancy jar, man. Don't give me shit.
Can I sell stuff anywhere?
I will look upon the traveler again someday.
Anyone else getting echo from the game audio? Turn down a little bit, I guess.
And now I know why. Truly, the traveler has chosen you. Your light shines brighter than ever. As a guardian,
So,
my calling
we are
will
the
always
chosen
be
OC.
as his story.
Yes, or at least one of them.
You're
There are many.
you're so great. The light has chosen you to do great things. Truly, you are the only one who can save us.
Well, me and like a bunch of other guardians.
No, only you, only
We have
you.
two choices here. Give up, give in, or stand up, brush off the dirt, and face whatever
Etched
comes.
engram.
With
Ooh,
style.
oh, 20. That's
Even in
fair.
the worst
Darkseid
of
gave
times.
100 bits. Oh, definitely. Robot Man would bitch slap Cyborg up and down the street.
You do not get to complain to me, little man.
Lumpy and the boy says, great, thanks. Now I have to think about how Cyborg's dad may have had to build his son a penis.
And like his dad having to explain to him exactly how it works. And just, that would be the most uncomfortable conversation in the world. Probably for both of them.
Especially having to start with, so, there wasn't enough left for me to save down below, so I had to improvise.
This one's got like a 12-cylinder engine, so you know.
Yeah, that'll make you popular.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting real good with the ladies there. With your robot penis.
Mellow Genius says Cyborg now has a hydraulic penis. Jesus.
He's like lifting up his body like hydraulics on a car. Like he's doing push-ups with his robot dick.
Hey, Raven. Sup?
How do I sell things? Can
Oh,
I sell things?
Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. So yeah, I came in at the tail end of that, but Doom Patrol has been pretty great so far. I don't know if it's available in Canada, though. By the way, Cyborg does not have I Used to Be Human syndrome. Good to know, good to know. It's Brandon Fraser's voiceover in a tin can that does all that. Also, Silas Stone in Martian Manhunter is Martian Manhunter from Smallville. Oh, that's cool. Punisher gave 10 bits. Cyborg's junk is a dildo from Bad Dragon. Darkseid gave 50 bits, or worse, he has to show him physically how to turn it on and make it work.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't know if Cyborg had that syndrome in the show, but he every now in the comics he'll slip into that, and I saw even a really good story about that kind of involved like a monkey's paw, but it was a more recent comic, so the fact that he had already kind of done this was like, even though it was a good story, I was seeing comments from people like, oh my god, Cyborg, we don't care anymore. Either get over it or shut, like either get over it or don't. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
Might
there
wanna
was,
save my glimmer, but can I sell things?
yeah, there was a fun, like, 2-issue storyline involving, like, this, like, warlord in Africa and, like, a monkey's paw situation, and Cyborg wishes to be human again. But all that means is that he, like, becomes human and doesn't have a properly developed immune system, so he immediately contracts, like, malaria or something.
Oh god.
So he's trying to stop this warlord with no cyborg weapons and dying of, like, of just the worst disease.
Oof. That is a bad time.
Yeah. Fucking monkey's paw, man.
Cursed monkey's paw.
Yeah, it's actually
How do I sell stuff?
Yeah, if anyone in chat knows where we're supposed to go, that'd be great.
Do I just have to dismantle it?
Maybe. You can't. You need to disassemble stuff, according to chat.
Okay, cool.
But with
I just get glimmer for it. Okay.
nice. But yeah, the 2-issue storyline's really cool because you know what, like the warlord I mentioned, his whole plan is that he knows this thing works like a monkey's paw. So what he does is he gets the child soldiers under him to make the wish for him so that the bad shit happens to them. So like a kid wishes for riches and meteorites full of diamonds and gold kill his entire village.
Oh,
And the general's like, oh, perfect, we got them. Open up those meteorites.
that's fucked.
That's his plan. And like, I'm kind of sad it was only 2 issues because it was like, this is a really interesting villain plan. I'm kind of sad, I'm kind of sad we don't see more from that character, because that's really smart.
Incredibly evil, but smart.
Oh, Melogena says, wait before you dismantle. Always apply the more powerful stuff, you fool.
Well, I mean, I did that.
Okay, chat's freaking out like you didn't, so... I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I already applied the most powerful stuff I got.
Yeah.
Saddle guys.
Oh, I don't know how Zay Dior got here, but he commented, oh, something Witty is the SEO Abridged channel. I'm not sure why you're here if you...
Yeah.
I mean...
Welcome, but how did you get here?
Yeah. It's glad to have you, but okay. Dismantle exotic engram, yes, or you die. You scrapped a 24 chest piece. So I guess you accidentally scrapped a chest piece that was like a higher level?
No, I equipped that one.
Hmm. Bitch, I saw your upload in my sub box. Okay, then you did know. Darkside gave 150 bits. I mean, Negative Man might beat the shit out of Cyborg as well if he tried to do the poor me, poor me. I imagine Elastigirl, from what I've seen of their interpretation of her, probably wouldn't be taking too much of a shit either. The Doom Patrol in general are a pretty miserable bunch of heroes. They don't have the best lot in life.
Requires annual pass. Not sure what that means, but I don't think I have that. Let's see, Hawthorne has asked you to help her friend, Devram.
Negative Man looks like a beaten testicle? Jesus.
Harsh.
I mean, that's not what I thought he looked like under the bandages, but okay.
Damn.
Outrun Dust 5 says Cyborg's penis was handcrafted by his father from memory. And I think there's a different joke intended there. You know, like, oh, his dad knew what his adult penis looks like. Well, my thought is, oh no, did he give his son a baby dick?
Jesus.
I remember when I bathed you as a child.
I'm sure it's basically the same.
Dad, you have one. You know that's not how this works.
No, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Do you guys miss Carrie already? Missed her when she left. But
yeah.
I mean, we're still having a good time. We're still having a good time.
Of course we miss her.
Don't get cocky now that you've got
Silent-
your powers back. The EDZ is rough, especially around the old town. Just remember, refugees from the city have it a lot rougher. You want to help them? Find Devram K.
Silent Viper just subscribed. I lost all interest in this game after finishing the story. It just didn't hook me. Well, fair enough. I'm
Fair.
glad you were able to finish the story.
Yeah, I'm at least interested in the story.
It was, I'm trying to think of how, without spoiling it, how we can talk about watching Lupin the Third and The Legend of Gold of Babylon. Because your reaction to that ending was priceless. And I kind of want more people to seek out that movie just for its batshit, third act.
Yeah, that gets real weird. Especially near the end. And it starts out pretty weird.
It starts out as the strangest Lupin the Third film and only gets weirder. And Mystery on Momo exists.
Yeah. So that's really saying something.
Darkside gave 100 bits. That would be horrible for Cyborg to just have the tip. Jermel says, of course we miss her, and we're not just saying that because she'll hear us.
She'll find out.
Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. The best part of Doom Patrol so far is Alan Tidiak as Mr. Nobody? Alan Tidiak is in it!
I think it's Tudyk.
Tudyk? Alan Tudyk?
I think so.
But still, holy shit!
Yeah.
Because this version exists outside of space-time, he acts as the show's sentient narrator, and I love it. One time the chief just straight up asks who he's talking to, and he says, "Oh, you know, Grant Morrison fans, Reddit trolls, and with DC subscriptions, the usual crowd." Grant Morrison fans. There's a joke.
God damn.
That's a gag for a very specific audience. Also, Grant Morrison is like my favorite comic book writer.
I have heard good things.
Yeah, he's currently doing he's doing the current run on Green Lantern. His third issue, he has Green Lantern arresting God and detaining the Earth for basically being drunk on superpowers.
Arresting God.
Yeah, he punches God with a green fist. It's fantastic.
Devon K, the 8th at your service.
Let's see.
Now I serve at the pleasure of
Karis gave 100 bits. Hey guys, since you play in Destiny, have you ever looked into Warframe? They're both looter shooters, but play very differently, so maybe interesting to see how you like both. I only know Warframe because of our buddy Shadow really loves Warframe, and I haven't talked to him in so long. It hasn't been since we did that recording with him. That's months ago now.
Yeah, he briefly joined my game as I was logging out last night, so I think he plays Destiny as well.
Oh. Yeah. You say he plays Destiny 2?
Yes, he plays Destiny 2. 2. Is that what you wanted?
Yes! I'll have my revenge, and Deathstalker 2. The terrible movie with the best opening ever.
Good God.
Deathstalker 2, Duel of the Titans.
Good God.
I love that character never comes back. She only exists as a preamble villain to say that fucking pun.
What?
She never comes back.
They're not even like a character in the rest of the movie?
No! She's just like a Bond style villain in the pre-credits opening. She's only there to make the joke, "I'll have my revenge," and Deathstalker 2. Cut to the title, Deathstalker 2.
Oh my God, I hate it.
It's so bad. Also, that movie, that's one of the movies that's on the Shout Factory TV. So we could actually do Deathstalker 2 for free on a Discord hang.
Oh, good. Wouldn't that just be wonderful?
I think we would, based on Red Letter Media's review of it, I think we would have a good time with how bad it is.
Possibly.
Because it's the right kind of bad, where it's like one of those films where it's a mix of it's genuinely bad and also funny on purpose bad. From what I've seen is it seems like it's a mix. My understanding is Deathstalker 2 is actually fun, and then Deathstalker 1 and 3 to 4 are just awful. They're just dark and miserable and just really gross and dumb. The first one, the hero, again, who is Deathstalker in name only to the second guy. There's no connection to these sequels. They're basically, it's completely unrelated.
Jesus.
The director of Deathstalker 2 just hated Deathstalker 1 and made his own fucking movie. He was just like, fuck it, I'm just doing my own thing. So he has a completely different actor playing a completely different character. The first film is kind of more Conan the Barbarian, and the second one is more Han Solo style rogue. He's more quippy. Yeah, I wanted to make that clear that they're different characters because I still would like to do Deathstalker 2. Deathstalker 1, if the Red Letter Media review of it is anything to go by, he's the hero, maybe rapes someone at some point.
Jesus.
Because they're doing amoral, worse than Conan kind of thing. Oh, he's a barbarian. It's ugh, that's just gross and dumb, and I don't like this. Oh, they just made a table.
Uh-huh.
Out of magic. Table and chair out of magic. Karis gave 100 bits. By the way, we doing a hang tonight, Sans Carry? Yes, we are.
Yes.
Solo Merc Elite 1 bit. Are you guys going to play with fans tonight, or are you just flying solo?
Ah, here we go. Play with fans? Oh, like in Destiny?
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure how a lot of this works. People have been joining, but I'm not sure if that's just like random matchmaking or not.
Oh, hey! That is Shadow!
Ah, shit, I didn't even notice!
You didn't even know that was Shadow?!
I can't read the text!
That's Shadow!
Hey!
So I guess start an adventure together?
Oh, Jesus! Why are you shooting me? How do I do a thing?
You do it?
I don't know how to fucking add someone to my squad.
I think he's telling you, start adventure?
Alright. I'm not really strong enough for it, but...
Give it a look, will you?
Find the banner.
Karis gave 100 bits. We may be missing Carrie, but at least we still have Izzy, so we still have half the sex appeal, so glass half full. Jermel adds, and Mac is forgotten, as is customary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Friggin'.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll have my revenge on a Discord hang when we all have to sit through Deathstalker 2, Duel of the Titans. I'll have my revenge and Deathstalker 2. I love Red Letter Media describes the two leads are different levels of terrible. Deathstalker is kind of fun, like he's clearly like because he's not giving a shit.
Yeah.
He's not that great, but it's clearly like he's just having fun. And the female lead is just terrible. Like all of her line deliveries are like, "Why do they call you the Prince of Thieves?"
Oh my god. That sounds so painful. Jai, good sir. Oh god, I got crushed by a drop pod.
Oh my god, you did.
Help! Help!
Oh, Shadow's coming. Shadow.
Someone save me.
Shadow. What? No, he's way over there. Never mind.
Okay, thank you, friend. Ah, damn it! I was enticed by the loot. It was my undoing.
You took 2 steps to get crushed by a different drop.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Ah, Jesus Christ.
People are saying use your super.
Yeah, I'm saving it.
Darkseid gave 200 bits. Oh, when Mac has remembered, then he gets to join in on those threesome or 4-ways. Solo Mark says, I think Shadow is talking to you with the in-game voice.
That's might be true. We've got the volume down low enough that we might not be able to hear him.
Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. By the way, the reason Negative Man looks so fucked up is because he was a test pilot in the 50s, played by Matt Bomer. He flew in the stratosphere and a strange energy being flew into his body, making him crash back to Earth and causing him to burn, still alive only because of the energy beam. Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate to the classic origin. Oh, Sticky the Squid just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thanks, Sticky.
Oh, thank you. Much obliged, Sticky.
Knockraz 2000 says that this was me every 5 minutes trying to res someone crushed by a drop.
Thank you, Shadow.
And Darkseid gave 100 bits saying he is. So I guess Shadow is trying to contact you through the in-game speech mechanics.
Ah, shoot. Yeah, we can't. We
What's
can't
up,
use
Shadow?
that.
And he probably can't hear us because he won't be watching our stream because he's playing the game.
Curses.
Nice. Oh, Karis, rewrite your comment. Sorry, there's a lot going on, and I'm trying to keep up as best I can. Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. One last thing about Doom Patrol. Timothy Dalton is the chief.
Oh shit.
Okay, I hadn't seen the chief in Titans, but I know it's a different actor because I heard people had a problem with that. That was like the one problem with the Doom Patrol episodes. They didn't like the guy who was playing the chief.
Yeah.
And I heard they had recast him. I did not hear it was Timothy Dalton, and that is fucking sick.
Holy shit, that's cool.
I sometimes wonder how they got half these people, honestly. Yeah, right? Right, Sapphire? Dark Side says, Max, shoot him a message or something with 200 bits. I mean, what message can I send him? Because, again, he's playing the game.
Well, like on Discord or something. Is probably what they mean.
Oh, not just, someone saying, James Bond the Chief. I'm like, not even just James Bond the Chief. Like, my James Bond. That's my favorite Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Seriously, License to Kill. That's, goddamn, I love that movie.
Let's see, find the, where is this banner? There it is.
Oh, I keep forgetting you have to turn this thing on.
What are you doing?
Use Discord.
Oh, I thought you'd do it on your phone.
I don't want to, again, I'm trying to keep track of the comments.
Shit.
What should I say to Shadow?
That we can't hear him because we're streaming. We don't have a microphone for the PS4.
He's typing. Oh, wait. He says, I know I am watching. He's playing and watching. He is watching the stream!
Well, that's cool.
Back to OBS. What did I miss on here?
Okay, so...
Alright. The Fallen seem to have put this up as something of a threat. I imagine
George Lazenby was also an excellent Bond. That's a good call. Aleki Nuva.
some supplies to get going out here. See if you find
He was actually my first. His one film makes George Lazenby my first Bond. I just turned on the TV and they have there's a very specific scene. I don't want to give away anything because people should just watch on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Firebolt grenade.
Izzy is already a Destiny player. He sees an objective and ignores it. Oh, Timothy Dalton is the dude who played Rassilon during the 10th Doctor's run. I was wondering where I heard that name before. Yeah, I mean, that's one role, Ace Unknown. My favorite was Bond and also the villain in The Rocketeer. Because, like, The Rocketeer was my jam as a kid. That was, like, my #1 film.
Alright, so I need to loot some chest. I guess it's over here.
And I've always said this, like, Robert Downey Jr. does a great job with the Iron Man movies, but it's not quite the character in the comics. You know, he adds a little bit of Robert Downey Jr.-ness to it, which is perfectly fine. You know, that's his interpretation of the character. But Rocketeer era Timothy Dalton with like the little like Errol Flynn mustache he has in that movie. That's Tony Stark. Like that's what Tony Stark in the comics would be in a movie. Like a younger Timothy Dalton with that mustache would have been perfect Iron Man back in the 90s.
There we go. Okay, I think I equipped all the best stuff, but I'll take a look at it when I have more time.
Ah. Alaki Nuva says, my film class actually screened his film for the unit on film editing, so Lazenby is basically the first Bond that comes to mind for me at this point. Yeah, On Her Majesty's Secret Service has actually, like, for the Bond franchise, has fairly experimental editing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it does some very interesting stuff with its fight scenes. Very unusual for the time. It's very, very interesting, like, jump cuts in the middle of a fight scene to, like, really make the punches like, oh fuck. You know, it's hard to describe. It's especially the kind of thing where it's like, if done today, would be abused and really done poorly. Where it's like they're very specific with it. There's clearly an effect they're going for. Fire Cold 74. Pro tip: aim. If that fails, shoot.
Wait, so if I aim, I shouldn't shoot?
I think the joke is, aiming's not killing them. Try shooting. Darkseid gave 200 bits. Lol, Shadow is bodyguarding poor Izzy.
I think he's been playing this game quite a bit more than me. By which I mean any amount. Ah! Where'd he go?
He went... Oh, there he went. You're Johnny Quest and he's Ray Spannin. Like, you're technically the star of the stream, but let's be honest, it's Shadow's kind of doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I won't deny that.
Shadow is a meat shield. Darkseid gave 200 bits. You think he's level 50? Let's see. Aleki Nuva. Oh, the cuts and stuff. Yeah, from what I understand, the film's director was actually the main editor for Connery's movies, so we got to have fun when he actually got put at the helm. Yeah, that was the thing. It was the he was the editor for all or at least most of the Sean Connery Bond films. So, On Her Majesty's Secret Service was his directorial debut.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. He, unfortunately, I remember looking up his resume and, like, nothing else he's directed was, like, of really that much interest to me. He didn't even do, like, other Bond films. So, it's too bad. It's kind of, he again, one of those directors who got, like, a really big shot and then just,
I apparently completed my objective.
Nice. I appreciate Shadow trying to lead you to the objective and aid you.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Save some time, certainly.
Darth Invaderx says, I was just playing Shadow's role with a Brazilian guy a few days ago.
Yeah.
I prefer that versus PvP. I prefer gamers who are just like, come along, new friend. Let me guide you through this world.
Indeed, I like cooperation.
Darkseid gave 100 bits. Lol, Shadow holding Izzy's hand, walking him through it. Or throw it. Walking him through it.
Walking me through it.
Welcome back. This time I did make tea for you, but I seem to have drunk it all.
Whatever you say, Space Nathan Drake.
Right, the beacon. While you were tussling with the Fallen, we've encountered a bit of a setback. Hawthorne has placed the last relay on the mountain above the salt mines.
That was a glorious beard. He's got a real... He's really rocking that salt and pepper stash look.
Indeed.
This signal booster should solve our problem if we can get it to her.
Karis gave 100 bits. Izzy shoots bad guy. See, I help too. Izzy get cookie now?
I mean, I like a cookie. Been offered.
Jamel says, I'll admit, by now I'd have watched you bleed out just long enough to make you think I'm going to let you die.
I get that.
Yeah.
It would be completely deserved. Let's see, 24. Oh, shit.
You find some good stuff?
I think so. The numbers are certainly bigger.
Oh, we know how big numbers can be.
Numbers are pretty good time. European dead zone, no activities.
Oh, and I see Karis's comment that I missed earlier. Oh, my love for Mac is unconditional. He doesn't need the sexy. He already has my heart.
Nice.
Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. By the way, I don't know if this was in the comics, but Doom Patrol has a recurring character who is a talking cockroach bent on world domination named Ezekiel. Sadly, we haven't seen Danny the Street yet, but I have hope. Oh, Danny the Street. he's just a sentient street.
I suspected from the name because comic books.
Well, specifically Grant Morrison comic books.
The fuck?
Grant Morrison's fucking crazy. Okay? His Grant Morrison's run on Animal Man is like one of the greatest comics ever written, in my opinion. And his last issue on that run has him doing, like, has Animal Man confronting Grant Morrison in his home, and he has, like, a deconstruction on, like, the meta behind writing comic books.
Jesus.
And, like, he has, like, two supervillains savagely beating Animal Man in the background while he turns to the reader and gives his special thanks to all the people who supported him during the writing.
Oh my god.
Like, it's not enough that he breaks the fourth wall. He has, like, Animal Man, like, go crazy, pick him up, throw him out a window, and have him impaled. And then have Animal Man go, like, wait, why did I do that? That's not me. I'm not, like, a rage-filled monster. And Grant Morrison's like, yeah, no, I mean, you just did that because I told you to do that. Because that's what I can do. Also, you can't kill me because I'm not actually here. Because this is comic books.
Oh my god.
That's basically the premise behind it. It's just Grant Morrison's been fucking with him. So, and that's how he explains every character inconsistency. He just straight up says, you just did that because I wanted you to do it. Because I'm the writer. And you can't stop yourself.
Be a horrifying realization.
Yeah, Grant Morrison thankfully didn't completely fuck over the writer who had to take over after him. And his series does end with, like, a memory reset for Animal Man. Among some other things, he made it very easy for the next guy to come in. Can you imagine that? Like, just like, oh yeah, by the way, now you know you're a comic book character. Have fun with that. Fuck off.
Wait, what? No!
Y'all reading the flavor text and stuff? Asks Alika Nuva.
Off and on. It's hard to... don't want to drag things down by staring at text for too long.
Fire Cold says those are pretty big numbers. The cap is 650. You're a long way. Oof.
Long way from what?
Like, the current number you have is a long way from, like, the limit.
Like the level cap? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Level cap, or at least, like, maybe the gear cap? Like, how powerful that can be? Sharkmouth gave 95 bits. I would suggest inviting Shadow to your fire team so when you go into a mission you don't lose him. Have Shadow at me, I'll join your fire team.
I don't know how to do a fire team.
Darkside gave 100 bits. Don't pancake yourself again, Issy.
I won't.
And Orange Squid just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Okay, so...
Jermel. Wait, you're my new god? What happened to the other guy?
Don't worry about it.
I did like Grant Morrison talking about why he decided to go that route with Animal Man. Because he was kind of part of the British invasion in comics in the 80s. DC kind of just did this thing where they're like, hey, we want to make darker, edgier comics. And they kind of are already doing that in the UK at the time, like American comics, but darker and edgier. So they just brought over a bunch of British writers. That's how we got, like, Alan Moore and shit.
Ah.
You know, and Neil Gaiman on Sandman. And, yeah. Grant Morrison was just asked to pitch, like, a miniseries. But the first 4 issues he pitched for Animal Man were so good that DC was like, fuck it, we're turning this into a monthly.
Oh, yeah.
So the first 4 issues have no indication of that fourth wall breaking. It's
No.
like it's just like Animal Man, but dark and gritty. And Grant Morrison was like, all these other British writers are already doing that, and that's already getting boring to me. So he specifically was like, he came up with the fourth wall thing because he wanted to do something different from these other writers. He just wanted to do something different.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's boring to do the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah. Phalok gave us 100 gay pride flags, I guess. You can find the quest for the other two super abilities in chess. You can find the quest for new. I guess they mean for new and other. You can find the quest for the other super abilities in chess. It's there's definitely that need to be worked.
But I get you.
Yeah.
Find some new super abilities if I just look in treasure chests.
Yeah.
Soraya, despite your exploits there, I hardly think the city was a prison.
Oh yeah, one of those trades I was mentioning earlier that I got for cheap was a Grant Morrison book I hadn't read before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a comic I saw ads for when I was a kid, but I'd never found. Aztec, the Ultimate Man.
Nice.
Yeah, I've read the first issue in that trade, and I'm thinking it was supposed to be like Grant Morrison's like fuck you to how comics were going in the 90s. Because it's kind of like Aztec is very much classic like Superman, Batman, like very high morality and like very basic kind of character. And he is immediately contrasted with the city's current defender, who is the most ridiculous Rob Liefeld over the top guns kind of hero. He's this hero's name Blood Type. He's called that because before he takes down scum, the last thing he says to him is, "What's your blood type, scum?"
Oh my god.
And then a grenade kills Blood Type.
Thank goodness.
Darkseid gave 1,000 bits. Shank the Squid. Thank you. Much appreciated. Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. It will never not be weird to me that the dude writing the current Doom Patrol comic is the former lead singer of My Chemical Romance. Back in the early 2000s, I would have never thought Gerard Way as a comic nerd. That's who's writing the current Doom Patrol comic?
That's real weird.
I haven't even read the new one. It's just because it's part of this weird imprint that DC's doing, and all of their books just feel kind of weird for the sake of being weird.
Yeah.
Like I would read an issue or two, and I'm just like, okay, cool, like you do you, but I'm not. I kind of feel like this isn't like a story so much as bizarre collection of ideas. Like, wouldn't it be cool if this story had? Yeah, but what's the story?
I know what you mean.
There are three main different types of abilities: Arc Blue, Solar Red Orange, and Void Purple. You can start with Arc, I believe. You find Solar around level 15. I don't remember when you find Solar.
It seems like I already have Solar. That was like the first thing I got.
Huh.
Maybe it depends on what class you are.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the whole thing is like the first issue is like some mafia goons like get some like Flash style villain, like Silver Age goofy villain, to come out of retirement to pull a job for them. And there's like a letter from him at the end of the issue where he's just like, I'm just so scared of Blood Type. Like, you know, the worst when I was a villain back in the day, the worst I had to worry about was being humiliated or caught too early. Now I'm seeing this guy, and all I'm picturing is just him blowing my fucking head off and doing terrible things to my entrails.
Jesus.
And that's what my understanding from this issue of Aztec I've read is that it's very much Grant Morrison wanting to get back to classic heroism. And Blood Type is specifically him doing a fuck you to Spawn and Youngblood and all these other 90s extreme heroes.
I can understand that sentiment.
That's the place. I left something behind there.
Alright, Sapphire the Dude, 100 bits. Yeah, Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance has been writing comics for a while. Not only is he one of the founders of Young Animal, that was the imprint I was talking about, he also wrote the comics that the Umbrella Academy is based on.
Oh, he's the one who wrote that.
I didn't know that. Oh, good for him. Fuck yeah. Faye Locke just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thanks, man.
Praise the sun!
No, that's a different game, is he?
Don't ruin my fun, man. Ah!
I think he did it for me.
Let me have my fun as I blow up the giant death orb.
Everyone in chats, that boss is too high level for you to damage. That thing will one-shot you. And that's why you've got Shadow.
My super was doing pretty good damage to it.
Almost to your coordinates, Hawthorne.
Good. I left supplies there that I had to abandon in a hurry a while back.
Supplies for the farm?
For the city. But when you all got attacked, I dropped everything and flew across the ocean to try and help. The city sure doesn't need it anymore. We could use that stuff at the farm.
Follow Hawthorne's coordinates. You can definitely tell they spent a lot of time developing this this level. You know, this area.
Yes, a lot of attention to detail.
Solar Merc Elite says, immune. Quote, I'm doing good damage. I guess Shadow was doing all that damage and it kept saying he was immune to your attacks?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
It's doing quite a bit of damage with my fire blade.
Don't you mean machine interpolation of a beholder, Mac? What's that a reference to?
The area's clear.
What did I say for that?
Not for long.
Don't you mean machine interpolation of a beholder, Mac? I guess just that robot in general, but I'm not sure what I called it.
I can't remember, actually. Does sort of look like a beholder. Needs more tentacle eyes, though.
There was not a single point of damage done before you got horribly murdered. That was as effective as the dude in the bag playing Jeweled. Chat's giving you some shit. They're throwing some shade.
Indeed. I see things differently.
I see things as helping. I'm helping. It's okay, Izzy. Just pretend you didn't see the hundreds of immune messages from every shot.
I mean, I can't. The text is very small, and my eyesight sucks.
Yeah, Izzy does have famously bad eyesight. That's one reason you tend to prefer dubs over subs, especially on TVs.
Even if it wasn't for like the eyesight thing, I usually prefer dubs just because it's one less thing to like pay attention to. Like you want to be looking at the characters' faces, not the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it's been a problem with some of these, some Stephen Chow films that I know you'll love, and just trying to find out the right way to watch it because most of them are only subtitled.
Oh, I'll still watch subtitles. I just prefer dubs.
No, I know, but it's just finding like a right situations that would like getting the right kind of subs that you can read them, because it can be hard for you with certain subtitles. I remember that was a problem. I can't remember which one, but we tried watching a Stephen Chow movie and we either had to stop watching or reposition ourselves because you could not read those subtitles. Like it was just a really tiny font.
If they're poorly designed, it can be difficult to read.
Yeah. I was screaming at my screen, no, don't fight that, you still have so much to live for. It's okay, Izzy, we still love you.
I don't believe you.
Come on, Chad, he's trying his best with his 4 damage. He's a young guardian, let him be. They are getting really brutal with this.
Like, there's only so much I can do, guys. I'm just being led around by Shadow. I assume he's pointing me in the right direction.
Pew pew, pew pew, I'm helping!
See, that did damage.
We did it. They're gone.
Y'all get fucked.
The Guardians really are something else. I guess I kind of forgot that.
Alita Megalodon. I feel like there's a place for those types of superheroes. The trick is, 1, humanize them from time to time, and 2, make the rest of the world recognize them for what they are. Bloodthirsty psychopaths with random morality traits to hide the fact that they have the depth of a urine puddle. I mean, works for Frank Castle. That's a great character.
Mm-hmm.
And I still like Spawn. You know? Youngblood is terribly written, but I still like the character of Spawn.
Hey, look at my dance.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Benefits of being a robot.
Indeed.
Darkseid gave 200 bits. Shadow, the attack dog of Izzy at killing almost everything in Izzy's way. Giga Derek says, Izzy, just remember to reload and take cover, then you'll be fine.
Let's see, 52, nice.
I want to show you how this comment was spelled. Fire Cold 74. Yay, you killed a level 2. I'm so proud of you. It's the saltiest way to spell it.
I'm like level 3. I didn't ask to be here. Y'all are dicks.
I mean, would you expect any less?
From our fans? No.
No.
We kind of bred it into them.
Evolution Blades is Izzy equals, and it's like an emoticon of like a... looks like a drunk hillbilly with a smoking handgun. And then Evolution Blades goes Shadow equals, and it looks like James Bond with like a super cool silenced pistol. I want to see that buddy cop movie.
James Bond and the hillbilly.
Fucking like Daniel Craig and Larry the Cable Guy in a movie together.
God. Dusklight.
Karis gave 500 bits. Here, have my love, Izzy. Note my love may look surprisingly like bits.
Aw, thank you.
Anna Beta, I don't know. Annie Beta just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Shadow commented, he's learning I am just here for moral/bullet support.
The bullet support may be the bigger contributing factor. Oh my god. Okay, what am I doing now?
Solo Merc Elite gave 5 bits. Say, Izzy, we still love you. Sapphire the Dude gave 100 bits. So one of my favorite pastimes is showing my dad clips from Team Humble, such as his favorite, Strangulation Town. I showed him the clip where Izzy wished a guy a happy birthday by telling him he'd die alone and friendless in a pauper's grave. I'm going to ask Izzy to tell him exactly on my next birthday.
Jesus.
That was amazing. That was just great stream of consciousness shit.
I'm glad it turned out well.
My... Well, I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm trying to remember Chris Ray Guns about the puppy.
Oh my god. It's like, I hope your dog dies the moment you love it the most.
That was it. That's the most savage thing I've ever heard.
It's like, Jesus.
That cuts to such a personal spot.
That cuts so deep.
When you love it the most. Punisher gave 6 bits. Izzy, quit being weak. Maybe the bits will help you grow strong.
We can only hope.
I love that Chris Ragran had that at the beginning of one of his more recent videos. It was just like, wow, my upload schedule's gotten so bad that JonTron is lapping me now.
It's like, fuck.
Like, that was a moment of him waking up like,
what am I doing?
oh my god.
Poor reception. Recommended power level 20. I'm 42.
Sticky the Squid says
I
every
think
time you
I'll
level
be
up, you
okay.
get a skill point to your powers, so make sure to pay attention to that.
Oh yeah, I've already spent it.
Cool.
Put your teacup on the broadcast switch again.
Little Sharky gave 5 bits. Hey Mac, Witty Kitties for life. My favorite is, hey buddy, we heard you love Batman, so we killed your parents.
Oh my god.
Yep. Oh. I think Carrie could potentially like I Come in Peace, so I'll keep that in mind if I can find a good copy of that.
Yeah.
It's just... It's the same director as the movie that we're planning on watching tonight anyways. So
shit.
Shadow!
God, okay, maybe I'm not prepared for this area.
Shadow!
Said power level 20, so I thought I'd be fine.
Darkseid says, good job as he ran in a circle, 100 bits.
We need the airwaves to be clear if we're to reach those poor souls who fled the city.
There's a signal antenna nearby. I can use the core to try to find the source of whatever the fallen...
Firecold says, here, let me give you some motivation. Pretend the enemies are dumb MMO players and your gun is funny insults.
Oh my god. What's this?
My inner sunbro is screaming right now, says Aleki Nuva. There is a newbie floundering in the deeps, and I must offer my small amount of expertise. But like, yeah, I think I Come in Peace is the right kind of like ridiculous, because it's, you know, you've still got like over the top fun and explosions and everything, but it's just like this weird combination of buddy cop action movie and Terminator style sci-fi. So let's see if you can hurt that one, Izzy.
Let's find out. I'm not even seeing it. Okay, there's that one.
Yay, 2s and 4s. And immune.
I think I need to shoot it in the right spot.
There you go.
That's doing some more damage.
Oh, chat says shoot the legs too.
I will give that a shot.
Multiple even. Haha.
Indeed.
Asen says, alright, this has been fun, but new Doom just finished downloading, and I have a couple errands to run before the hang. See y'all in a few hours. See you then, Ace.
See ya.
Yeah. That's... There's enough, like, fun weirdness and, like, intentional humor and maybe unintentional humor that I think Carrie would still have a good time with I Come in Peace. The one that we're planning on watching tonight is also just... unless there's another I Come in Peace on out there. Can't seem to find it on, like, YouTube or anything to, like, rent. You know, the one we've been watching tonight is also just better video quality. Oh yeah, and that Carrie's birthday present for me came in the mail last night.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Wait, turn back.
Oh no.
I didn't say turn back. What happened?
Did you hit like a wall, or maybe you're just that close to dying?
Usually it doesn't tell me to turn back though.
Weird. But yeah, I was considering looking up the My Name Is Nobody, and it turns out that thing's been on YouTube in its entirety in really good quality for like 2 years at this point. It's only just now vanished.
Ah, shit.
As soon as Carrie got me it on Blu-ray.
Ah.
Like, that's the timing.
It's like she knew or was responsible.
Carrie.
What have you done?
break all 3 shields and you get a surprise. 100 bits from Darkseid. The second Shadow looked away, Izzy died instantly while he was playing on a bike.
God.
Let's see, any others? Make sure I didn't miss anything.
Alright.
Yeah, people are saying grab the chest.
Where is the chest?
I think it was down there, wasn't it? No, tracked items.
I don't see a chest.
People are saying don't miss the chest. Get the chest. Is it under the bridge? Oh, people are saying it's gone. Too late, it despawned.
Oh. I got this chest. So there.
People are saying it was out in the open and shining with loot.
Must have despawned while I was in the menu.
Well, crap.
Oh, well.
Hey, chat, where'd that "I hope your dog dies when you love it most" quote come from? That came from a Chris Raygun video about... well, he was trying to... Oh, it was about the Bully Hunter stream. Because he was like, everyone else is telling you, like, don't bully. I'm just going to teach you how to bully more effectively so you can get back at your enemies.
Yeah.
I want to do something different. And that was his thing, was like, you really need to go deep. You gotta go and really hit him where it hurts. And that was one of his examples, was, I hope your dog dies when you love it the most.
It's like, fuck, you just gotta really get in there.
Izzy playing Destiny is like Brexit. You scream at it trying to make it do the right thing, but it keeps fucking up more and more.
I'm trying.
How do you feel being Brexit, Izzy?
I'm just trying to have fun, guys.
Watching this is like watching a paraplegic kid playing basketball. Oh shit, that was harsh. That's in the comment. For future reference, make sure to look for a chest when you finish a public event.
Well, now I know. Good to know.
When I say shining with loot, I mean that literally it was open and just waiting for you to grab its shiny, shiny contents.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
Do a barrel roll. Scroll and make sure I didn't miss any. Darkseid gave 100 bits. Jesus, you must not take Shadow out for walks. He's jumping for joy. And Shadow says, Izzy, you're doing fine, my dude.
You don't need to lie to me.
I know, I was very much hearing that with like a very like sad pat on your head. Like, you're doing great.
You do so well.
Oh, you're such a trooper, you know that?
Oh, you're so big and strong. Don't fucking patronize me.
No, I never patronize you. No.
No, never. No.
You're so good at this. You're so good.
This used to be fun. This was fun once.
Hey, what's that down there? Like with the shield there. What is that?
That was from the boss fight earlier.
Kill that shield generator.
That looks like some. Oh, fuck!
Shadow's there for you.
Like a bro.
Alright, what's in here?
Ah!
What just happened?
I don't even know what happened. What is this place? think I'm not strong enough to be here. I'm scared.
This tunnel looks promising.
Oh, treasure.
Purple ball is bad. Alien creatures are bad. Is the advice from Fire Cold 74.
Gotcha.
I like the moon gravity jumping stuff.
Yeah. Just kind of float for a bit.
Yeah. Nope, Darkseid gave 100 bits. I feel like Shadow said, no, Izzy, don't. Then Izzy died. No, Izzy, don't. Oh.
Jump!
I'm coming.
Okay.
Izzy equals level 1 crook. Purple ball. Level 100 boss. Alright, duly noted. Use your jump ability next time you use your super ability. Okay.
Yeah?
That's what chat says. Gentle Jim. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah. Curious what that does.
Built up down here. We need to remember this place after we retake the city, so we can clear it out for good.
Or we could let the Fallen have their creepy caves and not sacrifice more people.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see if tonight's movie is as fun as I remember it, because I remember it not being good so much as just ridiculous, like exactly the kind of movie you want it to be.
Hope it's entertaining.
Yeah. It's starring The Boz, who is kind of like The Rock before The Rock was a thing, like, you know, very much the like sports celebrity, you know, just kind of like more, you know him for personality even more so than his talent, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a big deal in the 90s apparently. I don't know football stars that well. It was just like, I just watched like an interview he did talking about the movie and this like weird situation he was in with it. Because apparently it was just a thing to do in the off season that his agent worked out. Like, he had no interest in acting. He was just like, fuck, sure, I'll star in an action movie. Which I'm sure is absolutely not frustrating to other actors in the business.
No.
Also, it's got Lance Henriksen as the villain, who we all remember as the old man that we loved in Detroit Become Human.
Yeah. The old man in the wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the villain in tonight's movie.
Nice.
He's a really great villain actor, but he's also just a sweet old man. Met him at a convention, just you know, did like listened in on a Q&A panel he held. He's just super cool and friendly.
Nice.
I even asked him about an old rumor about the Jean-Claude Van Damme film he did with John Woo, Hard Target, and he actually clarified like an old rumor. Yeah, I'll explain that in a second. But first, Darkseid gave 1,300 bits, and now almost everyone is dead thanks to Attack Dog Shadow. Please, bits for Shadow. Are The Rock and John Cena the only wrestlers, actors that didn't turn out to be terrible people? I mean, maybe? I don't know. The Boz seemed like a nice enough dude in the interview I saw, but he kind of sounds like he was more of a dick when he was famous. And
Yeah.
The way he describes himself, he's kind of like, he's very much surprised that he's actually like happy and satisfied with his life despite the weird direction it took, because it was definitely not the like superstar status he was expecting or aiming for. I guess some sort of injury made him have to leave football early.
That's too bad.
Yeah. He's like super religious now, and that gave him peace, so good for him. But like, Yeah, John Cena and the Rock seem to be the only ones I can think of that's like they're like super chill, awesome dudes while they're at the top of their game. That seems to be a very big thing. Is a lot of people are like really cool after the fact. Like even Van Damme is an example of that. I was just watching an interview with him right now, and he seems very cool, very nice, very approachable. And I have heard some fucking stories about what he was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burst garage.
Surprising fact, Van Damme on cocaine worse than Van Damme not on cocaine.
Huh.
Oh, that's a fair point. Little Sharky, Dave Bautista. He's pretty sweet. Like, he was the first to be on James Gunn's side. Dave Bautista was just like, no.
Yeah.
No, stop fucking with my boy.
Okay, so I have to select one.
So that's a good example of like a dude who's like the height of his game and still super awesome. Yeah, I'm sure they're out there. It's just I don't know sports stars that well.
Okay.
I have noticed that all the stories about people who are shitty are like the lead actors. It's with the exception of some of like Gary Busey after his like motorcycle accident kind of fucking up his brain. With the exception of Gary Busey, it's never people known for villain actors. Oddly enough, the guys playing the villains all seem to be the coolest dudes. Again, Lance Henriksen made a very good career as a creepy villain.
Let's see, pulse rifle.
Fire Cold says Izzy sounds so depressed now. He needs some encouragement.
I can't imagine why. You're all so supportive.
Feel that love.
So much love going on in this room. You have no idea. This game is really fun. It's gonna take time for me to get good at it.
Jermel says hashtag support for a weak Izzy.
God damn. What do I do now?
Shadow says, check your map for your next mission, Izzy.
Alright, so what's next?
Thank you, Shadow. Remember when Robert Downey Jr. broke into people's houses? 10 hearts from Punisher. I don't remember that. I remember he did do some shit, and a lot of it on drugs. I don't remember him breaking into houses.
Fuck.
That fucking Simpsons bit with Robert Downey Jr. with a machine gun. Come and get me! Oh, wow. They're shooting a movie around the street. I don't see any cameras.
It's so weird looking back on that now, because you just remember him as Iron Man.
Yeah, you don't remember the middle part. You remember Iron Man, or you remember him in, like, the couple of, like, John Hughes era, like, teenager movies. You don't remember that middle part where he was just always on drugs, apparently.
No.
And just, like, tearing through film sets like a madman.
Yeah, not really.
I have heard great, in that period, I have heard great things about his performance as Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah?
Yeah, apparently he threw himself into that role, like, really, like, he says he doesn't regret what he did, but he wouldn't necessarily go as hardcore as he did. Like, Robert Downey Jr. was telling something about, like, he was, like, coughing up blood or something. Like, he was just pushing himself so hard physically to, like, match what Charlie Chaplin was able to do,
Jesus.
in those old silent films. Something ridiculous like that. It was just like he went hardcore on that film, apparently.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, he was playing a legend.
Mm-hmm. Didn't want to disappoint, apparently.
Yeah. Again, I've heard nothing but good things about his performance in that. And I've always wanted to see it, if only to a smaller extent. Kevin Kline as Douglas Fairbanks. Do you know who Douglas Fairbanks is?
I have no idea who that is.
He's like the old school, like, Errol Flynn. Like, he's the first action star. He did, like, you know, Douglas Fairbanks was the first film actor to play Zorro. You know, he's one of the guys who inspires Jackie Chan. He's one of those silent film stars who was all about, like, crazy stunts and you know, like, he's actually swinging off chandeliers and shit when you see his movies.
God damn.
You know, this is before the age of stunt doubles. This is back when Buster Keaton is literally throwing himself off a fucking building into a moving car.
Hey, Dev.
God, so dangerous.
With his busted comm relay. Where's that signal?
Just that silence, like, you don't know who Douglas Fairbanks is.
Finally.
It's like,
He's old.
wow, you don't say.
One assault charge and he's
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck that is.
That was actually that was a joke in the other trade I picked up at Metropolis Comics. Was like all these heroes from the 40s and Marvel's like old, like, obscure heroes from the 40s are frozen in time and wake up in 2008. And one of them is obsessed with being an actor, and that's one of his comments is like, "My God, I could be up there with Douglas Fairbanks." And someone's like, explains like, "Okay, yeah, buddy, no one knows who that is." Like, that's how out of touch you are with, like, the current zeitgeist.
Yeah. If you want to update your references, my boy. Enjoy that.
Someone saying Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. No, that doesn't count because that's post Iron Man. That's what we're talking about. Is like most people either like they're like Iron Man and onwards, or like they have the teenage, you know, his teenage films. But you know, few people remember that period where he was just like 90% cocaine.
So much cocaine.
We'll have to find another way up to Hawthorne.
I still love Robert Downey Jr. in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, I think is the comedian.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't been, you know, I like to be a trendsetter. You know what hasn't been done before? High dive decklers. or hecklers. Yeah, sorry. Diving hecklers. So it's these people doing high dives. He pulls out like a fucking air horn so they just eat shit.
It's like, oh my God, they can get really hurt. But that's funny as hell.
The other one is like he pulls out like a mirror and like reflects the light right in their eyes as they're about to do the jump.
Oh.
It's just him being a dick for no reason to these people who worked really hard for this dive session. And now chat's talking about pulled pork.
What about it?
I guess that's a character in Destiny? Like, that's an actual person's name, the way they're phrasing it?
That's really weird.
At first, I thought they were just randomly making some meme about, like, actual, like, the food, pulled pork. And now some of the other comments is like, I think that might just be a weird name for a character later in the game.
Huh. Wouldn't have thought this was the kind of game to have a weird character name like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a bizarre character.
Yeah, okay, it's definitely a name of a character in the game, because someone just commented, "It's a delicious sandwich, don't worry about it." That's very much the tone of, no, we didn't spoil anything.
What? No.
About 5:25, you go for like another half hour?
Yeah, we should probably wrap up soon, maybe just like after this mission.
Alright, cool.
Assuming it doesn't take too long. Make sure we're ready for Unlocked.
Yeah. Our first unlock without carry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Can't kill a guardian without killing his ghost, and no one will kill pulled pork. He's just great.
Oh, I guess he's a ghost. Okay. That somehow makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
That someone would name their ghost pulled pork.
Yeah, Sticky the Squid just says he's just ... great.
I'm excited.
You'll be pleased to know that I can see the fallen fleeing the mine.
Oh shit, that's a lot of
Really kicked the
lasers.
hornet's nest, haven't you?
Oh.
Oh. Ah, shit!
Izzy!
I don't think I did that.
Yes, you absolutely walked right into it.
No, I walked right behind where Shadow did. I think he set that off when he jumped through the laser grid.
Oh, no, you're right. Shadow just wrote my bad.
See?
Okay, it looked like
Don't just immediately blame things on me.
It looked like you walked into it. I saw a light beam, like, right in front of you.
There was no light beam in front of me. I made very sure. So can we, get through here without, fuck. That time I think I did.
That one with you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. Caught something out of the corner of my eye just before, but it was too late.
Oh, Dark Sora says you haven't spent skill points yet. You've got unspent skill points.
I think I have one left, but it didn't look like there was anything else that I could spend it on. But I'll double check when I get a chance.
Well, the assassin says you can shoot the mines.
Ah. Good to know.
Rifle Bird also says you can shoot those things, you know?
Well, I do now, but we're past it, so.
Alaki Nuba says, honestly, I was expecting that to happen a while back. No, you have to walk through them, otherwise you show your weakness.
You have to assert dominance to the mines.
Oh, someone else coming, by the way, you can shoot the mines. Very helpful chat.
Oh, wait.
Well, just noted. You can shoot the mines.
Don't say. Whatever. I haven't heard that before.
Also, the barrels explode, so you probably don't want to be standing right next to that boy.
Yeah. There you are, you son of a bitch.
Build up a tolerance to the mines. Start small and work your way up.
A tolerance to explosions.
I mean, how else do you think action stars survive the shit they go through?
Dark magic.
I mean, that's how the ones in Michael Bay movies survive, but that's not everyone. Yeah.
That did it. Killing the servitor brought the power back on.
Good job. Maybe I'll finally get my
Alright.
Fire Cult says we're here because we're friends, and it's hilarious to mildly harass you. I mean, he's right.
Yes. Completely hilarious. Motherfuckers.
The Apprentice 472 says, don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually a little known feature in this game where you can shoot the mines.
Why do you guys say these things like 10 minutes after the mines are gone? That's cool.
Oh, you swanky bitch.
What a fucking player.
Jermel says mildly.
Goes a little beyond mild.
Mercat says, Izzy, you're doing great. I hope you guys stream this again because I really want to see how you deal with the next planet/moon.
Maybe.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, we'll basically, once we have to like download the stream afterwards, we'll just see how the audio is. We want to.
Yeah, PC gaming is definitely my preference, especially for this. Just for the audio concerns.
Yeah. So make sure our mic sounds fine and that we're not getting too much echo here. Family Tactics says, I don't think Chad has mentioned this, but did you know you can shoot the mines?
Then you get to ban the next person who makes that joke.
Then hurry up with that booster. Let's finish hooking up the comm network. And, thanks for the help.
Firegirl 74 says Izzy's the person who goes into an endgame activity with a toaster.
That's the nicest thing I've ever
I like the image of you charging at the bell with a toaster over your head. Like you're gonna just fucking bash Dominus over the skull with a toaster.
God damn it. I would not. It's just hard to get the nuances of the game when you're also trying to stream.
Kara says 100 bits. Hey Izzy, sent a donation, but apparently notifications don't play. Oh, sorry about that. Sent you $100, so no matter what anyone else says, they weren't giving money just for being awesome.
Oh, thank you. Jesus, I'm sorry we missed that.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to the computer actually and just make sure I didn't miss anyone else in that same situation. I'll read them out from over here. Yeah, Karis gave $100. Here you go, Izzy. This is for you. Just remember, no matter what anyone else says, none of those bastards got $100 for being awesome.
No.
Let's see here. Karis sent another $100. He sent you $200.
Jesus.
Hey Izzy, this is for you. Remember, no matter what anyone else says, none of them just handed $100 for being awesome.
Did they actually send that twice, or is it like just a
Yes.
notification? Jesus.
Yeah, he sent the first one 18 minutes ago and the second one 13 minutes ago.
Fuck. Thank you so much.
Just double check, make sure no one else.
And I mean, yeah, in all seriousness, guys, like, you're fine. Don't mind being harassed. Don't need to worry about that.
For a second I thought you'd send a third $100, but it was just, there was a timestamp difference because time had continued moving on. First thing I saw, 19 minutes ago, I was like, oh Jesus, Karis!
Oh!
He sent you 200.
Jesus, thank you so much. A cutscene.
It would save us both a lot of time if you would just kill me.
The one who calls himself speaker, you have remarkably little to say. We've learned that one of your guardians has been connected to the light. You say you have no power over the traveler, yet this help me understand, speaker.
The light lives in all places, in all things. You can block it, even try to trap it, but the light will find its way. And the traveler will protect
He sounds sincere.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Cool voice.
Yeah. Chaos gives $25.
Ah, Jesus.
3 hours ago.
Oh, God, I'm sorry we're not seeing these. That's the thing about PS4 streaming. We're, like, across the room from the computer, so it's hard to see when donations come in.
I give subs to other channels as well, but mostly you guys. I'm also a $50 patron for SWE. He gave us $25 to say he gives us $50.
That's not okay. Thank you so much, guys.
December donated $25 around the same time and just wrote yeet. Oh, wait, sorry. I read that as 3 hours. That was 3 days ago. So that's from a previous stream, I guess. But still, thank you.
We weren't streaming 3 days ago. That's
Oh yeah, that is weird.
Thank you all the same. Now that we have a chance to. Yeah, we should probably now that this mission seems to be done, I should probably call it.
I'm just gonna double check, make sure no other bits here. Sorry, just double checking. Oh, I think I might have missed some of it when I went over here, so I'll just double check on the computer. Demon Xerox, use 1 bit. Izzy, be careful, you're going to encounter some mines. He gave us bits, we can't really ban him for that one.
I disagree.
But it's a good note to end on. That was the last bit donation we got.
Fucking kill you. Oh shit, is that a Shadow spaceship? That looks badass.
That's a pretty sweet looking ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. But
oh, am I? Fuck, am I on Titan?
Are you not supposed to be?
No, I'm in the same place. I think it was just talking about it. I was like, that's a place you can go. Let's see. Check out. Let's see.
Your skill points?
Yeah. I have to be level 7 for that. I already have those. I have to be a much higher level for those. Oh.
Oh, fist bump! Fist bump!
Come on. Come on. I'm trying to do it, but the problem...
Do you have to aim at his fist?
Bleh.
Oh, there was
it was almost there for like a second.
Hey!
Ah!
Yeah, first try!
Worth it. Get out of here. But yeah, it looks like I have a skill point, but I'm not high enough level to buy anything else. At least that I can see. But, yeah. Whoa! Those are like good mines, right?
You can't even do fist bumps. Christ, Izzy, come on. How do we protect you from this?
That was so not my fault! The fucking detection area for that is ridiculous.
That did seem very precise.
Bunch of bitches.
I've been having a great time, in case you haven't been able to tell.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, Demon Zero X says, sure, blame the detection area.
Literally, that's the only explanation for that bullshit. I'll kill you.
I'm just picturing looking up like a forum, and it's like all these like skilled Destiny players are like, man, fist bumps are fucking bullshit in this game. What's wrong with them? Like, everyone's giving you shit, but everyone like who knows the game, like, just if that was just some thing that like everyone's like, oh yeah, no, that's a weird thing. But let's give Izzy shit for no reason.
Because that's what we do.
Anna Beta gave 300 bits. Watching you play this is a lot more fun than when I actually played this game. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I never really thought to give.
There we go. I knew it. Chat saying it's been a great time roasting Izzy for the last couple hours. That detection area is fucked. They are in fact bullshit.
Thank you. Vindication.
Also, you can shoot mines.
I fucking know. There are no mines around for me to shoot. God damn all of you. Fucking kill you. Anyway, I think that's about all we got for today.
So, join us on Unlocked in about 19 minutes. And then we got Discord hang about 8-ish, depending on how long software takes. 8 at the earliest.
Yeah.
And that should be fun as well. I'm very excited about tonight's explosion, mayhem, gunfight, punch out.
Yeah. Alright, so
Shooty, bang, bang time.
how do I log out of here? There we go.
Alright. Thanks for coming by to see us play Destiny 2, guys.
Yes, and thank you, Shadow, for carrying my sorry ass.
See you guys either tonight or next week.
Later.
Later.